dry season is slowly coming to an end. The weather is now windy, and soon rain will arrive. Many inhabitants of the island have to seek shelter from the rain and storms that will soon coming. Now it's been a day after the first rain of the wet season. Many areas like dryland have become to a very bright green paradise. And many edible plants and vegetation have finally returned. And so many dinosaurs will migrate back to the green valleys again. But these bright green landscapes don't last forever. After one day, the landscapes are once again dry. It takes at least a few more rains to make it all more green again. But looks like the rain is a sign for the sauropods to migrate back to their hatching place to lay their own eggs too. Those two giant apatosauruses are the same ones that we saw last episode ago. And with the age of 40 years, these sauropods are one of the oldest dinosaurs of the island. With them in the journey are some other young little sauropods. They have spent the whole dry season here in this wetlands. They're not the only dinosaurs that are starting to migrate to their nesting areas. But there are dinosaurs that don't migrate and spend their all seasons in this valley, like these oviraptors. For the sauropods, it's time to go back where they have once started from, to lay their eggs. And like every migrating animal, they are using the Great Road to go to the Great River. While on their travel, they are stalked by many predators, even the smaller ones. Many small predators and pterosaurs don't seem much of a threat for the sauropods. But looks like the true threat has already arrived. Allosaurs. Predators specialized on sauropods. They have followed this herd for quite a while now, like every year. Hunting down the old and the weak, and even the small young ones. One of the allosaurs stops the lead apatosaurus male that is in the front. While the other one looks for the youngest to catch. The old female tries to fend off the allosaurus with the male. The allosaurus has got one. But the old female comes to help. The young little apatosaurus had survived the attack, but is heavily injured. Apatosaurs have finally threatened off allosaurs. And so, apatosauruses can finally continue on their journey. But the little young apatosaurus can't keep up any longer. With a large wound on her leg and the large heat from the sun, she could pass out any moment and could die from it. Looks like the allosaurus plan has succeeded. Allosauruses have to eat as much as possible to still keep up with the other sauropods. A day has passed and our herd has almost arrived to the great river. The river is just a few meters away from them. There, the sauropods are still waiting for another herd before they are going down this cliff. Very commonly, after many raining seasons, the cliffs have always changed themselves, and the sauropods have to choose a new way to going down. Because when there's no other way to go down here, the sauropods are trapped. But looks like the other sauropod herd has finally arrived. It's a herd of brachiosauruses, and the leader, that is also the longtime friend of the leader of the apatosauruses. And looks like the two apatosauruses are very happy to see the brachiosaurus again. And behind the brachiosaurus leader are coming more members of his herd. Like these two young brachiosauruses and one bigger female. Both herds have to find out how to get down this hill to go to the river. The predators and scavengers are already waiting. But looks like the sauropods have finally found a safe way to go down the cliff. And so, our sauropods are continuing on their journey. But looks like predators have already arrived. Many predators from many areas have gathered here to wait for the sauropods to come. Like this Carnotaurus. But looks like this Carnotaurus won't have a chance to get his sauropod this time, because the Allosaurs are already here. But looks like the Allosaurs are not the only ones that are after the sauropods. It's a fully adult male Tyrannosaurus. Looks like the usual plan of the Allosaurs have changed. The sauropods have finally made it down the hill. We can continue on to go to the Great River. Sauropods have almost made it to the river, but the Tyrannosaurus is still following them. And so do the Allosaurs to the Tyrannosaurus. The sauropods have finally arrived to the Great River. After a long journey, the sauropods can finally drink. Looks like the Tyrannosaurus is ready for attacking. The Tyrannosaurus tries to threaten him off, but he needs to be careful. Not only because the sauropods are bigger and stronger, but also there are places of the river where he could sink. Sauropods are making their way over the river, away from the Tyrannosaurus. The biggest of the sauropods don't have to worry about the water current. The sauropods are halfway through, but the Tyrannosaur is now starting to swim to them, to at least get one of them. The sauropods have almost made it to the riverbanks. Many sauropods have made it to the riverbanks at safety. What looks like a familiar face has already expected them. It's the Dinosuchus. Dinosuchus is going in for the kill. Another loss of the great sauropod herd. The Tyrannosaurus is getting closer, but looks like something else has caught his attention. Looks like this Dinosuchus has brought this big herbivore to the riverbanks to eat. Looks like he's not the only predator on the riverbanks. Dinosuchus its rival, Spinosaurus. Dinosuchus knows out of his element he has no chance against the Spino. Now the Tyrannosaurus has arrived to steal the carcass of the Spinosaurus. The juvenile Spinosaurus knows he stands no chance against a fully adult Tyrannosaurus. The Dinosuchus had bitten his leg, made it way worse for the Tyrannosaurus. The Tyrannosaurus knows now the Spinosaurus has for the upper hand, so he leaves. The Tyrannosaurus has made it to the other side of the river. But now the Allosauruses have arrived. Now the Tyrannosaurus has no way out. So the Tyrannosaurus had to fight back. But looks like there's a little problem by the Tyrannosaurus. What was the plan of the Allosaurus? The Tyrannosaurus has sunk too deep into the sand. Now there is definitely no way that he can escape. And the more he struggled, the more he will sink down into the sand. Some time has passed, and now the Tyrannosaurus is really stuck into the sand, having no way out. The Tyrannosaurus is fully exhausted while trying to get out. The Allosauruses still have to be a little bit careful though, because the Tyrannosaurus could fight back any time with its enormous jaws. But because of the exhaustion and the heat of the sun, Tyrannosaurus slowly dies. Day has passed and looks like the sauropods are doing well in the Great Rally. Just like the other herbivores. While the sauropods were here, the Parasaurolophus herd has gotten their newest member, a little baby male. Newer members are joining into the herd. Sauropods are not the only ones that are doing well. Pterosaurs are already ready for mating. And on the Great River, there are new visitors. This is where the story ends.